Okay. Just now the first part is just about the recap only. That you already learned in Sem 1. So that part you should not take wasting your time lah. Because you should already know it. Because Sem 1 only, right? I think just past few months only. So you should still remember. Not totally forget, right? You should remember. Okay. Now we go to the basic nervous system in the human. Okay, so what is the nervous system that we found in the human? Okay, so normally in human there are two main types of the nervous system that you need to know: central nervous system and also peripheral nervous system. There are two main types of nervous system. So if you see this diagram, so this is the diagram that you need, that you may see it in SPM. So normally central nervous system, you already mentioned central, so it will located at the central one. So our brain and also spinal cord and also the nerve cell that located in the eyes or in the eye located that connected with the brain are known as the central nervous system. Okay, so what is the function of central nervous system? The E is the very important one. Both of the systems are very important. We will not say that peripheral is not important. Both of them are very important, but their function is different. So normally central nervous system is serving as a central control. Actually, it is act as the integrating center that integrate all the response, meaning that the E is like a CPU, that control anything when they already receive impulse, like you central nervous system, you already receive impulse, like the manager, I can say, like the manager. Okay, manager, you receive the task, you know that I need to do this task. Okay, so that your manager what to do, you need to integrate it. You need to divide the task to all the unit members, like the sponsor unit, activity unit, or HR, human resources, or marketing department, or sales department. All that you need. You need to distribute all the tasks that you already get. You get the task from the CEO, or CEO asks you to do this thing. Okay, you know that you cannot do all that thing, so you need to separate the task into the separate unit. So it is the integrate all the information received. They know that central nervous system know that when they receive a signal, what kind of response should the body make. Okay, so it will know it. Okay, when it receives the A signal, it will respond A response, so that it will send the signal to the PNS, peripheral nervous system. So you see here, it will send the signal to the peripheral nervous system to do the response. Either what kind of response lah. So A response maybe when you are cooling, when you are very cold, what response you will take? You will wear jacket, right? You will wear jacket. So not only the behavioral response, but your internal organ response will also take place. So normally peripheral nervous system contain two types of nervous system, which are the somatic division and also autonomic division. So normally somatic division is the external organ, but for autonomic division is normally internal organ. Okay. So normally this is the signal pathway. So normally, you should have the sensory receptor. Every organ, not only skin, every organ should have the sensory receptor. So when there are the sensory receptor already stimulated, it will send the impulse through the sensory neuron to CNS, central nervous system, and then inside the central nervous system, interneural central nervous system, it will integrate all the information received. What kind of response need to do? What kind of response? Maybe contraction, relaxation, or secret. What kind of hormone? All this is CNS take place. Okay, so once they already integrate information, they already know what kind of response, it will send this kind of response stimulus through the effector neuron or motor neuron to the muscle. Not only muscle, maybe go to the gland or maybe go to the other parts, but normally it's muscle lah. So it will go to the muscle and then it will cause the response. Either is muscle contraction or muscle relaxation, any kind of response. But for example is one of the example is muscle contraction lah. Okay, so this is the very general process. So normally you see this diagram again. So I already mentioned, you will set when your internal stimuli is stimulated, sensory receptor will be stimulated, and they will send the impulse to the CNS through the afferent neuron, and then this central nervous system will be stimulated and integrate all the response received from the afferent neuron, and then transmit this integrated impulse to the efferent neuron. So afferent neuron and efferent neuron normally is located in the under the peripheral nervous system. So the central nervous system is very simple. The function is very simple only. It just receives the impulse from the afferent neuron and then integrate it. What kind of response that he need to make, the human need to make, what kind of hormone that the gland need to secrete, and what kind of the internal organ response need to make. So after that, they already integrate finish, it will send the impulse, this integrated electrical impulse response to all the nervous system, the peripheral nervous system back through the efferent neuron. So that you will see that when the efferent neuron, it will be connected to the autonomic nervous system or somatic system. So normally somatic system, another name is we call as motor system. So normally motor system will be more focused on skeletal muscle lah. Yeah, it will more focus on skeletal muscle. But for the autonomic nervous system, it will either go to sympathetic or parasympathetic. So it will either go to sympathetic division or parasympathetic division. But at the end of the result, normally it will have one type of response. Either is muscle contraction or muscle relaxation, but for this sympathetic and parasympathetic, normally it will involve of the gland or the internal organ stimulation. Your eyes, your pancreas, your adrenal gland, or liver, what kind of response should liver do? All that. So this is very important that you need to know it. So this is an explanation. Okay. Next, I go to sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So directly lah, because if you go to the syllabus, actually this topic is very at the end. But it's still involved in syllabus. So I take in front of my class, so more easy to you lah, because I already explained about the peripheral nervous system and also mentioned about sympathetic and parasympathetic. So I go to the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Okay, so normally parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system are the classes under the autonomic nervous system, which are also including under the peripheral nervous system too. Okay, so it is an autonomic nervous system. Autonomic meaning that it is automatically. Every time this this nerve cell either sympathetic or parasympathetic will be stimulated. Either one. Not say that both of them is totally rest. No, either one will be stimulated. Okay, so normally if you see this. Sympathetic and parasympathetic. So this is the general flow of the nervous system. Okay, so I already mentioned about that. In our nervous system, you know that we have afferent neuron and also efferent neuron, right? All these that you already know. So for this kind of cell, normally it will involve two efferent neurons. Both of them are efferent neurons, but the difference is we call as this one, that the initial part of the nervous system is we call as preganglionic neuron, and then at the center gap, the interaction between the neuron we call as ganglia. This part, the terminal branch and also the cell body part, we call as ganglia. And then after that, after ganglia, we known as postganglionic neuron. Okay, so the main difference you can see this diagram is preganglionic and postganglionic structure are different. Preganglionic is myelinated structure, but postganglionic is unmyelinated. You see that? Totally axon only. It only contains axon. Does not contain containing the myelin sheath. But preganglionic have. So this is the difference between preganglionic and postganglionic. And then what are the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system in terms of structure? You see that preganglionic for sympathetic is more shorter compared to parasympathetic, because parasympathetic more longer, right? More longer, you see here, longer. But so for sympathetic, preganglionic is shorter, but postganglionic is longer. For parasympathetic, preganglionic is longer, but postganglionic is shorter. This is one type of difference in terms of neuron structure. And then another difference is in terms of the neurotransmitter they release. In both of the sisters, sympathetic and parasympathetic, at the first part, for the preganglionic part, the interaction between the preganglionic and postganglionic, they will release the same neurotransmitter we call as acetylcholine. Both of them release same, but at the end of the system, postganglionic neuron, the neurotransmitter released are different. For the sympathetic, the neurotransmitter release is norepinephrine, or another name we call as noradrenaline. Noradrenaline is British style and norepinephrine is American style. So, but both of them are acceptable in exam. And then parasympathetic will release acetylcholine. So this is another second difference. Very important. The first difference is neurotransmitter. Important is the length between the preganglionic and postganglionic neuron. Second difference is the neurotransmitter that release at the final terminal at the postganglionic neuron. Not preganglionic neuron, both of them release same neurotransmitter, which are acetylcholine. But at postganglionic neuron that already attached to the effector, the neurotransmitter are totally different. Post is for sympathetic is noradrenaline. For the parasympathetic is acetylcholine. Okay, so this is very important. And why? Because this one is one of the topic that you mostly student will not focus. Yeah, why? Never come out in SP exam before. In structure question and also in essay question, never come out. But in objective question, yeah, come out lah. But in structure and essay question never come up yet. So I hope that you should not avoid it lah, because it's very easy to understand only. Okay, and then this one is very famous about the response. What kind of the difference between the response between the parasympathetic and sympathetic? So normally, if you still remember that you already learned in chapter 8, regulation of heartbeat, as I teach before. If you still remember that, about the regulation of the heartbeat rate, one of the factor that regulate the heartbeat is nervous system, right? So you see here, For parasympathetic, you know that know that when the heart when the nervous system release the neurotransmitter we call acetylcholine, it will slow down the heart, right? Parasympathetic, if you release the acetylcholine, it will slow down the heartbeat. But in sympathetic, it will increase the heartbeat. Why? Because it release noradrenaline. Noradrenaline, right? And then the mechanism I also explained in chapter 8 too. But later I will explain one more time at the following part. Okay, so the one type of the very famous question also inside between the difference between the parasympathetic and sympathetic. So normally in parasympathetic, very easy. Parasympathetic is in rest and digest condition. At the rest, like now, rest with heart or digestion condition, parasympathetic division will take place. But in sympathetic, you know that sympathetic, what it will release as noradrenaline. So noradrenaline will increase your stress response, right? You will make you more stressful, more panic, and more concentrate. Why? Because sympathetic is responding to dangerous and stress condition, what we call as fight and flight response. When you are very stressed, when you are in danger part condition, then sympathetic will be take place. So these are all the response through the organ that we found in the human. So normally in sympathetic, you need to dilate your eye and then inhibit your salivary gland. Yeah, you know that when you are very panic, very stressed, very dangerous condition, or very nervous, but you will not have a very your salivary is very low. Why? Because it already inhibit your salivary gland and also relax your bronchus in your lung. You need to relax because you are very stressed. So you need to relax. Starting to relax, and then accelerate your heartbeat, inhibit your activity of stomach and intestine. So normally, yeah, if you see that the people in very concentrated people like doctor, you will see the doctor in surgery. The surgery doctor, they can stay at the surgery room or operation room and make an operation until 10 hours or even 12 hours, 18 hours without drinking or eating. Why? Because it inhibit your activity of your stomach. Or as you student, if you are very concentrate to study, concentrate to your study, you also not have the what you say takkan rasa kenyang lah. Awak takkan rasa kenyang punya. Once you relax, then yeah, you akan rasa kenyang. Rasa kenyang. Kenyang. You will face hungry. You will become more hungry. So why? Because of the sympathetic division. And another one is inhibit your pancreas activity, and then also starting to release glucose. So that is why that the people in very stress condition, you will more easily to increase your weight. Although you are not eating or you are not eating much, but it will increase your weight too, because your blood glucose level is very high, because it need to stimulate your glucose for increase your metabolic activity, because you are now very stressed too. So you need to have the high amount of the glucose used by the cell to maintain the high metabolic activity. And also stimulate adrenal medulla, inhibit emptying of bladder, and also promote the education and vaginal contraction. Yeah, and then for parasympathetic is a reversible action from the sympathetic. Okay, so that's all for the differences between parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay, so any questions so far? So I think no question.